Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the dojo. I'm your host, Professor Hawk. You may know me as Hawk Sensei. We're going to get right down to it. The topic of discussion for today is probabilities versus possibilities. Probabilities versus possibilities. Hawk Sensei, why are we talking about probabilities versus possibilities today? I'm glad you asked. I want to draw a distinction between these two similar terms, right? You have possibilities, right? I have these definitions here I want to share with you. Possibility, we got Oxford as usual. A thing that may happen or may be the case. What does that mean? It means maybe. Maybe. I never really liked hearing maybe. When I asked my mother or my father, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? Maybe. I'll think about it. I used to hate hearing that. I'd rather you just tell me no. So maybe is maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Man, you could say it's more or less a 50-50 when you're talking about possibilities. But if you're really being technical, possibilities is more so fractions and percentages, to be fair. Now, probability, the extent to which something is probable, the likelihood of something happening or being the case. Do you see the difference? It's okay if you don't. I'll draw it out for you. Where possibility is talking about maybe, probability is talking about more than likely. You see what I'm saying? Possible, probable. Probably. You think it's going to rain? Probably. You think you're going to get that promotion? Probably. You think she's going to leave you? Probably. You think your kids hate you? Probably. You know what I mean? Things that more often than not is going to happen. If you get stopped by the cops, are you going to get a ticket? Probably. Definitely probably if you speed. But right, we're going to take it a little bit deeper. We're going to go a step further, right? The main reason why I want to talk about probabilities versus possibilities, right? All the impatient people are gone now. We can speak freely. Reason why I want to say this is because human beings function on these two spectrums. What's possible and what's probable, right? You can call me sexist if you want. I don't care. I'm here to share my opinions. If you agree with it, sure. If you don't, that's fine too. I want to hear what you think, right? Possibilities is more so for women, and probabilities is more so for men. Hear me out. Women are attracted to the possibilities, the potential, maybe even the fairy tale that exists within you if you are a man, right? Men, more often than not, we look at the probabilities. Do I have a chance with her? Does she find me attractive? Do I want to approach her? And if I do approach her, will I be rejected? We have to look at the probabilities of something possibly happening. Right? Possibly she may, possibly she may not. It can go both ways. The words are kind of interchangeable until you get technical. Right? I wanted to draw that distinction. Because you need to figure out which mode you're functioning in. Are you functioning in possibilities, where you're just going with how you feel? You're going with people gaslighting you or being in your ear or influencing you? Or are you looking at the probabilities? You're looking at the truth. You're looking at the reality. You're doing your research. You're doing your homework. You're doing your calculations. Right? The probabilities, the likeliness that it will happen. If a man doesn't think that it's likely to happen, he won't put any effort into it. Why would he? It's not going to happen. More than likely, it's not going to happen. It's only going to happen by a miracle. And a lot of times, miracles don't require any work. Usually just require belief, faith. But whatever, that's another discussion. Right? And the possibilities, women like the possibilities. They do. He may possibly become successful. He may possibly make it to the NBA. He may possibly make it to the NFL. So, it's probable she gonna give that guy a chance. Why? Genetics. He shows good genes. Even if he doesn't make it to the NFL or NBA or whatever, just being able to see him display his abilities in real time, right? It's attractive. If a man doesn't compete in sports, he doesn't get to show his physical prowess often. You know what I mean? Unless he's always getting into fights. You know what I mean? Now you see why guys go through certain venues. Right? Guys and gals both. Almost all of the things that we do is to attract the opposite sex, unless we're not into that. But that's also another discussion. No time for that here. Right? The possibilities and the probabilities that we all function in is what really decides which way we go. Are we going to do this or are we not? Are we going to make that move or are we not? Right? Is it possible? Is it probable? Is it neither? Is it guaranteed? Or is it absolutely not? Sometimes we don't know. So, when we get into we don't know, we operate more so in possibilities. I believe it will happen. Now, don't get so caught up on the genders I've assigned probabilities and possibilities. Probabilities and possibilities don't have a sex. I just said the likelihood of it being this way or that way because of the sex. There are X factors, and there are people who you can't calculate. People who do their own thing, move to the beat of their own drum. Right? Like I said before, when we don't know, we operate more so in possibility because we believe in it. You know what I mean? We want it to happen. We don't want to think about if it won't, if we can't have it, if we can't achieve it. Right? But when you're more so focused and when you're more so sure about things, you're more so in the probabilities. I know that more than likely I'm gonna complete this, I'm gonna achieve this, I'm gonna master this. Why? Because you're increasing the likelihood every time you do work, every time you practice more, every time you study. You're operating in the probabilities. You're trying to increase the odds in your favor. Do you see how I'm breaking it down? Do you see the distinction between the two? If not, that's okay. Just play the video back again. That's all you gotta do. You know what I mean? Especially if you like the video. Go ahead and leave a like. And I definitely want you to share it. I don't want you to be stingy. You should share because you know why? Sharing is caring. And last but not least, you should subscribe because you came back to this channel too many times not to push that button. right? I don't have too much more to say on the subject of probabilities and possibilities, but I do want you to be able to distinguish between the two and understand which one is more beneficial for you. If you're a risk taker and you like to take chances and roll the dice, you're a possibilities kind of person. But if you like to be exacting and calculated and you want to make sure all your ducks are in a row, you're more so of a probability kind of person. And you like to increase the odds in your favor if ever possible. See how they're interchangeable? But yeah, with that being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. Hope you enjoyed this daily discussion. Hope that you're waking up every day with a smile on your face, waking up with a plan and a purpose. And if you're not waking up with a plan and a purpose, hey, at least you're waking up. Till next time, guys, take care.